And welcome back, everyone, to the Bart Curtis Show. We're talking now to JAYCE Sawyer. And JAYCE, it didn't go the way we wanted it to go last night. There's no question about that. But, there are lessons to be learned from it. Let's just get your overall thoughts about last night's game.
Like you said, it just didn't go the way that we wanted it to go. And, it showed. And like all throughout the week during practice, we weren't at our best, and it showed on the field.
Right. For sure. Well, I think overall too, the Tigers, you guys came out okay. At one point where it was 14-7, and the Tigers seemed to be in control of the situation there. But from there on, it just kind of seemed like became a whole list of things that just went wrong for the Tigers there. There's not much that you can say about that other than the lesson to be learned is what can we learn from this so that we can get better? That's kind of the attitude I think everyone seems to be having on their mind this morning.
I think we just need to get better at being in control when we're in tough situations,
right,
and just doing our absolute best.
Right. Okay, now let's talk about, tell everyone, I think most people know, but tell them what you do for the Tigers.
Well, I am a second string fullback for Herman Flores, and we just run it up in there.
And then do you do anything as far as it goes to when it comes to scout team then or not?
No.
You're not on scout team?
No.
Okay. Well, it's kind of important to have that backup guy because, as we know, injuries can cause all kinds of problems, and it's important. And I should point out that last year you were in that situation and did an outstanding job of filling in and doing a good job for the Tigers. All right, so let's talk about this coming week in practice. What do you think, what's your mindset as far as it goes to what do you think should take place this week in practice?
For me, to be honest with you, I think we need to work on building our brotherhood up. Because last night it also showed that some of us we weren't happy with each other, and everybody was getting mad and just couldn't keep our cool.
Right. And I think, you guys are coming in, you were 4-0 and everyone's feeling pretty good about themselves. And then when things started to fall apart there, it was like everyone started going, oh, how do we deal with this? And the truth of it is you haven't dealt with it this year. You haven't had to deal with it. So you're right. I think that's a very important point about it. So, well, I tell you what, and it's going to be another challenge coming up. Mishawaka comes to town. They're 5-0 coming into the field, and there's lots of ties between us and Mishawaka because Coach Bart come out of Mishawaka, and the two staffs know each other extremely well. They run our offense. So there's a lot of similarities in teams, and it's going to be a big challenge for the Tigers. I know that it's tough for you guys to get going. I know now you'll spend quite a bit of time watching film today, right?
Right.
And looking at the different things that can be done and to improve and that kind of thing, right?
Right.
Thank you for that in-depth answer. But I understand what you're saying. JAYCE, we really appreciate, and we're proud of you guys. It's tough to lose. The sun did come up this morning, but it just wasn't quite as bright as it usually is. And, we're all behind the Tigers, and we all support you guys, and we love you guys. And we hope that, have a great week of practice. And we got homecoming and Mishawaka coming, and start a new week here and get things going and, have a great homecoming. We hope that happens for the Tigers.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks for being with us. We'll be back right after this.
Job's a joke, you broke, your love life's the away. It's like you're always stuck in second I'll be there for you. When the rain starts to fall, I'll be there for you. Like I've been there before. I'll be there for you. 'Cause you're there for me too.
And welcome back, everyone, to the Bart Curtis Show. We're talking now to Eric POHL, and Eric is a defensive kind of guy. So, Eric, kind of tell us what you do for the Tigers.
I'm an outside linebacker.
Okay. Now, let's talk about some of the duties. What's the big thing that outside linebackers are responsible for?
Oh, we're kind of the in-between guys. We're a little run, little pass.
Right.
So, yeah, we make plays in the run and the pass as well.
Right. And that makes that outside linebacker job's a tough job because of just what you said. When the ball starts coming your way, you're kind of between a rock and a hard place. Is this going to be a run or is it going to be a pass? And Northwood, like for instance, will do things like halfback passes and stuff like that, and screens and all that kind of crap that will definitely put you guys in a bad situation here. Let's talk about, as far as it goes to drilling and the week of practice there, what are some things that you guys do to work on those skills you need to be an outside linebacker?
Oh, yeah, we go over Northwood plays, so we're ready for it, like all their screen and trick plays and all the run stuff and, like, what we can do to counter it and stuff.
Right. Do you think that last night, let's get some of your impressions. Obviously, everyone's disappointed with the loss last night. There's no question about it. But what do you think was the biggest factor as far as it goes to Northwood putting the points on the board that they were able to against the Tiger defense that haven't given up too many points?
Big plays, missed tackles, stuff like that. I mean, we played hard, but, like, we just turning on each other and stuff. Got frustrated.
Yeah.
Down early.
Yeah, and while I'm talking to a couple other guys, the offensive guys, earlier today, I think that was you guys got in a situation that you hadn't been in before because you had been winning and ahead in the game and all that kind of stuff. So when it came down to like, oh my gosh, we're behind, it's like, how do we react to this? And I think that, like you said, we saw some frustration from you guys as a whole and as a group, and that tends to be infectious and can cause problems for a defensive unit.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about how you feel you're going to go about improving not only yourself but as a team member and the team as we head into this all-important week. It's Mishawaka week coming in. It's homecoming. What are some things you feel like you're going to be able to do or try and do to get the Tigers better and get back on the road to victory?
We're going to try to put the win behind us. A lot of the guys talked last night about just enthusiasm and stuff and moving on, encouraging. So going to try to put it behind us and move on.
Absolutely. Well, the thing is, too, like I've talked to the other guys, too, is the fact that, football is such an analogy to life because, there's so many things that go wrong. And the big question is, how do you respond to what went wrong? And that's true not only in football, but in the game of life, too. And I think that's going to be a big challenge for you guys there. So I know are in a film session, and I need to get you back to your film session there, but what are some things that you guys talk about when you're watching film?
We just break down a play, what went wrong, what we can do better, and just individual assignments.
Mm-hmm. Well, you also talk about things that you did right, too, right?
Oh, yeah, some encouragement on good plays.
Right. Well, I think amongst you guys, and I've seen it amongst them, of course, Coach Huber and the defensive staff, you guys do a great job of being prepared and breaking down film and teaching. In the old days, back when I was a young coach and stuff, there was a lot of yelling and screaming that went along with coaching. But I think things have gone more to, and I like it this way too, much better, where, okay, here's the mistake, now here's how we correct it, here's how we teach you to do a better job of what you're going to do. Would you kind of agree with that's how you're approached with by your coaches?
Yeah, we get film before every game, and we look through it during the week. Try to get ready for the game, so that helps a lot, and everyone watches it. So
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Eric, thanks for being with us today. I appreciate you spending some time with us. We're all very proud of you guys. I mean, I know last night didn't go the way we wanted it to, but we also know that you guys are all working your butts off, and the coaches are working hard, and everybody that's involved in the program is working hard. And you're 4-1. You got a shot coming up with a tough Mishawaka team, no question about it. But I think you guys will be prepared and ready to go for homecoming this coming Friday night.
Thank you.
You bet. Thank you, Eric. We'll be back with more of the Bart Curtis Show right after this. And welcome back, everyone, to the Bart Curtis Show. We're talking now to Chase Carl. And Chase, first of all, I think this is about your first time on the show, or maybe you were here last year, but let's talk about what you do for the Tigers.
Well, I'm an O lineman for the Tigers, Wild Hog. So I'm an offensive tackle. So in the trenches a lot, in the dirt, dig blocking, scooping, all that stuff. So yeah, that's kind of what I do for the Tigers.
Well, I tell you what, and as you well know, we have a lot of pride in our offensive line, and it's because you guys work so hard. And I know I'm an old offensive line coach myself, and I know the situations that you go through on a day-to-day basis in practice, the drills that are done, and all that kind of thing. And we have an SOS period, which stands for the same old stuff, or you can use whatever words you want to use there. But at any rate, last night was disappointing. For sure, I know all you guys are, stressed out as all of us are. We hate to see the Tigers lose at anything. But give us some of your impressions, kind of the game.
Well, definitely unfortunate. Definitely not how we wanted it to go. I mean, yeah, there's some factors that went into that. I mean, we practiced all week for a defense that we didn't see all night, so that is unfortunate. That's just kind of how that goes, though.
Sure.
You practice for a defense, you practice for a 3-3, and you get a 3-4, and that's
Right.
and that's just unfortunate. That's just how it goes. But and even Jace talked earlier in the show about brotherhood, and I think we even talked last night just as a team, like, hey, we just got to come together. We can't turn on each other when it gets difficult like that.
Right.
And obviously, that's the first time we've kind of seen us losing and
Sure.
seen
Oh,
us.
yeah.
Like not coming out victorious, and
Right.
I think just people didn't know how to handle it, and I
Right.
think it was, in a way, it sucks, but it was good in a good way. There's good things that come out of it, and I think in a way we've come together as a team, and we've been like, hey, we've got to encourage each other. One offense and one defense can't turn away from each other. We got to come
Right.
together. We got to keep encouraging each other, and I think that was good. But yeah, obviously things didn't go how we wanted it. And
Sure.
we'll work on a lot of things this week to make sure that doesn't happen next week. So.
Well, there's an old saying that you want to make failure your teacher, not your undertaker. And that's definitely, I think, the situation the Tigers are in. And I know you guys, and I know the coaching staff will point it all in that direction there. That I know you're going to go into a film session here real soon and check things out. And I know that you guys are going to be very thorough in that. And I know also that once you guys spot the things that need to be improved on, that the coaching and the drills and things that you're going to be doing are going to be pointed at correcting those things as you go throughout the week.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, film is the kind of thing that it sucks. It's just like it's good. It's super good, and you can't not have film. You can't not look at the film.
Well, sure.
But it's just a thing where it's just like the coaches are just going to be blunt, and they're going to be upfront and be like, "Hey, you didn't do the right thing, or you did not do a good job, or you
Right.
did not give 100% effort." And you're like, "You're right. I didn't. I
Right.
didn't do a good job." And that's just things you learn from, and you just
Right.
have to learn to be coachable in that situation. And that's how we get better, and that's how we come back next week and do our very best.
Absolutely. Well, I think that's so true. And I think overall as a group, you guys have always been, ever since I've known you guys as freshmen, have been a coachable group and willing to work with the coaches and everyone. And I think everybody's got the same attitude. I mean, nobody wants to see us lose at anything, but just like in life, bad things happen, and you just got to get yourself back up and get back at it. And Mishawaka will be a challenge, there's no question. It's homecoming and all that kind of stuff going on, too. So we want to wish you guys the best of luck, and thanks so much for being with us today.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
We'll be back with more of the Bart Curtis Show right after this.
Hello, this is Clay Johnson from N&J Auto Sales. For over 70 years, my family has been in the car business. We have sold thousands of cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans over the years. We are known for quality, low-mileage vehicles and outstanding customer service. But here's something you might not know. We buy vehicles. Have a lease coming due? Stop by N&J. We can make you an offer on your existing lease and might even put some cash in your pocket. N&J Auto Sales, located at the corner of Detroit and Market Street in downtown Warsaw, where we sell and buy vehicles. Stop by
And welcome
let's
back,
talk.
everyone, to the Bart Curtis Show. We're talking now to the head coach of the Warsaw Tigers, Coach Bart Curtis. And Coach Curtis, it goes without saying, so I won't say it. I always hate it when reporters do that. It goes without saying, then they go ahead and say it. But, you know, I don't know how to get around it. It was a tough situation Friday night up at Andrews Field, and we knew it would be.
Yeah, and you might want to add, I'm the current head football coach. I have been an AD and a head football coach. I'm glad I'm currently not the AD and the head football coach because I might fire myself. I held both those titles in 1996, and
Right.
fortunately I never had to fire myself.
yourself,
Yeah, you know, and how you led into this, it's kind of like somebody that says they preface a statement with no disrespect intended.
Right, but
And then they follow that up with the most disrespectful thing you could possibly imagine.
that's exactly
and you
right.
didn't do that,
No,
though.
I wanted to.
Yeah, you know, tough weekend, tough loss. And, you know, here's the thing. When you put a team out there and you compete with and against another quality team, there's the opportunity for that to happen. There's a reason there's a scoreboard.
Right.
One of the teams was not going to come out of that game with smiles on their faces, and you know that's three trips we've made up to Andrews Field, and 3 trips. You know, we talked about 2 1-point losses in 18 and 20. And then this debacle Friday night where they completely outplayed us, outcoached us, outmaneuvered us, outhit us, which is a shocker.
Yeah, it was.
Outran us. You know, they flew around. We did not look like the representation that what we would have wanted to.
Right.
And
Yeah. Well, you know, you're exactly right. And, you know, we could spend hours discussing the philosophy of
Sure.
that. But the bottom line is, as you look back over it, I mean, the only thing you can do is learn from your mistakes. I know that's cliche and all that kind of stuff, but it's really, I know you guys are going to spend quite a few hours looking at tape and then moving on and saying, here's what we need to correct. And I know that's part of the teaching of coaching.
It is, and you know, we can look to correct our mistakes, and we can. Mistakes are a whole lot easier to identify than they are to correct. And if a habit of doing something a certain way has already been established, that's harder to
Right.
correct. You know, you can't wake up game 5. I always got a kick out of coaches, and I swore I'd never do it. But I have, when, you know, they suffer a tough loss and they go, we're going back to basics.
Right.
Or we're going back to fundamentals.
Yeah.
Well, don't ever leave basics
Right.
and fundamentals, and you won't have to go back to them.
Exactly.
And I don't feel like that's our case. I think there's some things, cultural-wise, that's another buzzword.
Right.
But just program-wise, that need more address than actually blocking, tackling, lining up correctly.
Right.
And those are things
It
that
goes beyond the fundamentals.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Those things have to do with people's hearts and their minds and their willingness to submit to coaching, and those are all issues.
Yeah, and when you think about it too, I mean,
We got-
there's 11 guys out there at
Well,
a time
yeah, more than that, but we've got 11 at a time
on the field. Yeah. And they've all got to have the same mindset, and you can get teams there, but it's a big task.
It is, and when you begin to play for something bigger than yourself or your stats, and you've got the minds, heart, and souls of a group of kids collectively, then great things happen.
Well, Coach, with that behind us, and again, the mental toughness, and it's hard for people to understand that unless you're around it and been through it, and for years being involved in coaching as you have been. I mean, to get kids to that point, and you can do it, and you've done it. And to a great degree, I mean, this loss doesn't mean that everything is gone for naught, because that's not the truth.
Absolutely not.
Right.
And
we have grown.
the things that I'm lamenting were also apparent in games 1 through 4.
Mm-hmm.
The difference being we weren't playing. Those teams had a combined 3-16 record.
Right.
Not 5-0.
Right.
So it's not. Those issues are there. We address them. Maybe you don't address, and all this falls back ultimately on me. If you don't address those issues with a vim and vigor that you would had you lost, then they really expose themselves.
Right.
Winning and success is a great anesthetic,
Yeah.
Dave.
Yeah.
It does. It numbs.
That's right.
It numbs some. Like if I got a bum ankle,
Mm-hmm.
and I continue to shoot Novocaine in it, and I walk around, I run around, the injury may still be there,
Right.
the defect, but I am masking it with Novocaine
Right.
or whatever it is they
Yeah.
use. And that's kind of what winning and
Success.
and success and big stats on either offense or defense or in
Yeah.
the kicking game do
do.
to you. And, that's nothing's ever as great as it seems.
Right.
Nothing's ever as bad as it seems.
Right.
Somewhere in between, reality sets in.
Right. Well, in reality is that we've got a Mishawaka team that's coming in here.
We do.
They're 5-0. You know them very, very well, and it is an incredible staff of people up there. They've just do the right thing. They've got incredibly tough kids,
They do.
so it's going to be a real challenge for the Tigers at their homecoming.
It
this
is.
Friday
And
night.
it's exciting that it's homecoming. I mean,
Right.
we'll be excited to get back on the horse and ride again.
Right.
Because when you fall off the horse, as we did Friday, with some significant bumps and bruises, lamenting the fall,
Right.
you're anxious to get back and compete again. If you've got an ounce of guts and courage in you,
Right.
that's what you want. You want to compete again.
Sure.
And not have that sour, terrible taste in your mouth.
Right.
And so, what better opponent than somebody that is going to test you in a different way than Northwood?
Right.
Test you physically, patience-wise.
Yep.
I was telling somebody the other day we might get 4 possessions each team
Right.
heading into this game. It could be 2 possessions
Because
per
of the
team and a
offenses,
half.
yeah.
Very well could be.
Sure.
Maybe 6, maybe 3.5 per team.
Per team, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They're obviously very physical. They've got a good size offensive line that maneuvers well. They create a tsunami for you. And I remember when they came here in 2020, our defensive linemen's backs and shoulders, I mean, Luke Anderson looked like one massive bruise.
Right. Exactly.
And they're physical. And I think in some facets, we're physical.
Sure.
We've shown a physicality on defense and on offense at times.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to play our best ball game. I mean,
Right.
they're ranked second in the state for a reason in 5A.
Right.
They're 5-0 for a reason. Those wins just don't fall from the sky.
No.
So we're excited to have them down here at homecoming. We've been on the road 2 weeks. We
Right.
split. And both games were on grass, and so now we're back on the
Turf.
into the friendly confines of Fisher Field, Dave.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, you know that we're all proud of the Tigers. It's tough to take a loss like this. None of us that enjoy any. There's nothing good about it, other than the fact that you've just got to. It's that saying we were talking before on camera. You just get yourself back up, dust yourself off, and get back at it, and that's so applicable to life. I mean,
It is.
That's a big teacher of what we teach as football coaches and stuff to our kids that they will carry for the rest of their lives.
It is, and football isn't life,
No.
but it is a big part of what we do in it, and for a short period of time, it is a big part of these kids' lives.
Right.
And You know, if it doesn't sting miserably when you're unsuccessful, which we were highly unsuccessful
Right.
and highly ineffective last Friday, and the fact that we're not turning in gear Monday,
Right.
then it becomes, you know, failure is never final
Right.
or fatal.
Right.
Success is never final.
Mhm.
But there comes a time when a loss like that, and we've all had it before, where
Right.
you drive back from a place and you talk about turning your gear on Monday because
Right.
it's the IHSA tournament, and so yeah, we're going to prepare our kids for to play their very best game. And you know, I'm sure the Cavemen staff will do the same thing.
sure.
I've known most of those guys for 15 years. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, Coach, we want to wish you the best of luck. Thanks for spending some time with us. It's Sunday evening. I know the staff's gathering and stuff, and a lot of work to be done here on into the hours of the evening. So we'll let you get back to that, and we certainly wish you the best of luck. And, you know, we really appreciate everything that the program does for the kids. I know parents do, fans do, and all that kind of thing. So I think we're all 100% behind you, Coach.
I appreciate that, and the sun will come up tomorrow. It came up yesterday. It came up this morning.
Absolutely. It was a little bit grayer on Saturday morning, but nevertheless. But all right, we'll be back with more of the Bart Curtis Show. Thanks again, Coach, for being with us. Bart Curtis Show brought to you by Reinhouse Town Square Furniture and also N&J Auto Sales.
Thank you, David.